PBSradio.com. He is Jody Rainey. He's the principal of the Homer Center Junior Senior High School, and he joins us this morning. And our conversation is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. I know that a lot of kids are probably itching to get outside and enjoy some time in the out of doors, whether in a learning environment or just a blow off the steam type of environment, and get out and stretch your legs during gym class. But not going to happen today, is it, Coach?
I just came back inside from being outside, and it's cold and starting to get a little bit wet out there. So no, I don't think we're going to be outside too much today.
Won't be long, though, before the kids are able to get out a little bit. And I know the teachers enjoy that as well, don't they?
They do. I think it's just, I always say this is, the weather gets nicer. I said sometimes this might sound bad, but I like it when it kind of stays kind of dreary and a little bit wet, because it kind of keeps everybody a little bit more calm sometimes. But no, I said we're looking forward to that, because just getting outdoors, especially the things we can do in our gym classes, and we do outside activities for different classes for different things, and just that ability to get out and breathe some fresh air and get out there is always good for everybody.
We always talk about the seasons of a school year, and there are specific seasons from an academic standpoint as well as from, a sports team type of thing. There really isn't such a thing as a typical day at a high school, though, is there?
Well, I just said this yesterday, Todd, is what I love about my job. It's never the same thing twice. And what I don't like about my job, it's never the same thing twice, So, and it's, and it is, I think that when you're dealing with students like we are, especially in the high school, and even in the elementary ages, it's just, I think the secret to teaching sometimes is finding the teachable moment, taking the situation that's in front of you in the moment and using that to benefit and to teach, and sometimes teach greater lessons beyond. I think of people who had positive experiences in school go back, they can think about a teacher that really made a difference for them. And that really never had anything in my mind to do with a lesson. It always had something to do with the fact that they maybe helped you see something in yourself that you didn't know or you had. And if you went back and asked that teacher, they probably wouldn't even remember it. It's just, that's who they are. Mm-hmm. And, but I think that I always share that with my teachers, that you never, like everything you say, you never know what type of positive and unfortunately sometimes negative impact that can have on somebody. And, so yeah, I do. I like I said, we're getting to the point now in the year, we got, Heritage Conference, we got academic competitions coming up in March. We got state testing at schools coming up here and, right around the corner, and just, then the final push. We just had our halfway point of the third quarter. So we're like, we're 9 weeks period and a half away from, wrapping up another school year. And, so a lot of successes, but still a lot of work to do. And we'll keep slugging it out every day and making sure that we give our kids the best experience we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to talk on a different angle from with you now.
Hey, Todd, let me throw something out real quick so
Sure.
I don't run out of time on this, if that's okay. I did want to announce that two things. One is the elementary. We have our kindergarten registration on Wednesday, March 15th. So people involved in that, and we break it down by alphabetical, but just for the parents out there that have to register their kids for kindergarten, again, that'll be Wednesday, March 15th. They can visit our website, call the school for any more information if they need it. But, Wednesday, March 15th, again, it'll be kindergarten registration for elementary. And then in the high school, we just launched after-school tutoring program, a more comprehensive tutoring program. We've pushed that out to the kids, to the parents, and everything else. It's real simple, though. All they'd have to do is the kids can schedule their time on our after-school tutoring program. We do that through their Chromebooks that they have, and we've been getting a really good participation early on in this, and hope it'll continue to grow. But if there's parents out there or kids out there that feel like they need extra help in any of our 4 core subjects, math, science, English, and social studies, We'd run a tutoring session once a week. Like we rotate the days for that. But so just to let people know that's out there and available for our kids too as well.
Very good. Yeah. I did want to ask you about this because we've been talking about it today, the situation in Bradenton yesterday with the Pirates and the gentleman age 68 who had a cardiac arrest while he was shagging flies with the team as a team guest, and the team doctors were there. They had defibrillators there, and they were able to get him back and save his life. When an emergency occurs such as that within a school setting, I know that there are drills that take place all the time, but there are certain procedures that I know kick in, and it's really, really important for everybody involved, teachers, students, administrators, anybody who's around, to follow through and follow the procedures in order to come with the best outcome. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. You're right, Todd. There are procedures for things like that. And for us at Homer Center, not only would we have, like, obviously everyone that we have, our administrators, our nurse, and people like that are, obviously trained, CPR, first aid, AED trained. And you have to be recertified in that at least every 2 years. Me being involved in the fire service, I'm recertified. I do my recertification every year just because I want to be fresh and know what I'm doing when I need to do it. But I think the other advantage that we have, like we in the high school at least, and even when we work for elementary, our security officers too, we have in-school security officers, both buildings. So we would have a full response from every one of our, what we call our crisis response team, that all would have the training and the knowledge to utilize the AED, the equipment, perform CPR, do those types of things, and pretty quickly get it started and administered if needed. But the other advantage we have is we have a former EMT on staff that's one of our math teachers. And also I have a trained, certified, Mrs. Woods, our PE teacher, actually, a lot of people don't know, is actually a certified athletic trainer, even though she doesn't work in that capacity. So those types of things. And then also we've had discussions at the board level as well at Homer Center about, we have AEDs in different places in the building, but we've talked about adding additional AEDs and then also making sure that, we have those at our athletic events and things of that nature as well. And we have the response at the teams too. I mean, obviously that's, obviously with DeMar Hamlin and stuff like that. And, obviously the issue that outplayed at the Bills-Bengals game this year on national TV, kind of put a lot of attention on that with proper, the key to administering, in my view and our view at Homer Center, is we have to get the care there quickly. We have a lot of people, like that's the system in rural America, like we live in, is the fact of getting the care to the patient as quickly as possible. And for us at the school, we're here. We can respond quickly if something happens here. If something would happen at one of our athletic contests, even if we had a musical or someone had a cardiac event, make sure that we have the right people and the right equipment there, and we can immediately put it into action. That gives anybody the best chance of survival.
I thought with your emergency services background that you would be the perfect person to ask that question of. We are getting toward the high school outdoor seasons in sports, but I wanted to go back as president of the Heritage Conference and get your thoughts on the road to the KCAC presented by First Commonwealth Bank and what a spectacular night it was.
It was. It's always a phenomenal night, and there's so many people that have a hand in that. From, like I always tell you guys, Todd, and I know I spent a little time with you and made fun of you up there that night, but you guys promoting the kids. I don't care if it's the KCAC or whatever. I mean, that's the advantage of having media partners like yourself and other outlets that we have in our area is, it's about the kids and getting them all the exposure. I also, I've said this before, our primary sponsor is First Commonwealth Bank, Greg Cepas, John Longwell, their team, so generous to us, and the difference that it makes. It's visible. You see it at the KCAC, but what that does enables us to do for other things like our academic competitions and robotics and recognizing kids in all other areas, that's not possible without them. It's not possible without our secondary sponsors. It's not possible without the support of the community beyond the Heritage Conference schools. I think we had 2,600, something like that at the KCAC.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I even talked to some of our newer schools that their first time there, and they had some of their teams that weren't participating, but some of the players came up, and just how they talk about what an atmosphere that would be. I hope I get to play in that someday. And that's what you want. Someone has to win and someone has to lose the game, but at the end of the day, it's that experience. You'll take that experience with you all the time. And I'm so proud to be the president of a conference that recognizes all kids. We're inclusive of academic-minded kids, athletically-minded kids that have talent in the art, even engineering and robotics. And we're always looking like, what can we do to even do more and capture more kids? And I'm just not only am I proud of what we do as a Heritage Conference, but I'm so proud that the community and, the different businesses and organizations who see that and put their financial money, put their dollar behind it, because they realize what we're doing is just giving opportunities to kids. And that makes Indiana County and the Heritage Conference, it makes us, it just makes it special. That's why I've lived here all my life. That's why I always say I'm born, raised, and will die in Penn Run, Pennsylvania, because the community. I need community. I love community. I love my Homer Center community. I love Indiana County. And it's just we might not do everything perfect, but what, we got good, kind people, and I can survive with good, kind people every day.
Absolutely. Very well said. Jody, thank you so much for visiting with us today.
Hey, Todd, just one question real quick. Did the godfather of media, as I told you down there, did he give you the okay? Did he give you the thumbs up? You did a good job at the game?
No, they withhold that because they want us to always have something to shoot for.
I was going to send Jack up to give you some tutoring, but he was probably the first time get to actually enjoy watching a game without having to work too hard at the KCAC.
He still made it up a couple of times.
All right. Hey, thanks for everything, Tom. We appreciate it.
Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too.
There's
Bye.
Jody Rainey. He's the principal of the Homer Center Junior Senior High School. He also is the president of the Heritage Conference.